learn a little bit as we go today. So I'm going to, in just a second, turn off of me, and you're going to see Christy. So I'm going to spotlight Christy. She's one of my teachers, and you will get to see her demonstrate some of these poses. You guys ready? Yeah, thumbs up. Can I see some thumbs ups? Yeah, great. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. With that, the very first thing I want to teach you guys is just about how to be in downward facing dog, because that's one of the poses we're going to do a lot in this practice. And we're going to do a lot of high and low planks also. And so with that, before I show Christy, I just want to talk about your hands for a second. So your hands in down dog, a lot of people can get wrist pain from downward facing dog. And so today what I really want you to focus on is like you were palming a basketball. I know you're all athletes, so you probably at some time have palmed a basketball or just know that feeling. So creating a little space in your palm and then really pressing down through your thumb and your first finger and your pinky. And then pressing away. So I'm gonna put this on Christy right now. I'm gonna spotlight her and I'm gonna show you this before you guys do it, okay? So here's Christy. You guys can see Christy, right? Thumbs up, Andy, if you can see Christy. Yeah, okay, great. So Christy's gonna show downward facing dog. And what I want you to notice about her hands and her feet. So see how she's pushing, like she's almost pushing the mat away from her and she's pressing back. So there's no stress on her wrist. All of that weight is being shifted into her feet. So why don't you guys try that for me? Just try a quick down dog here. And take a look at Christy. And then get in your down dog and then really press back on your heels. And your feet don't have to touch the ground at all. You'll notice like everybody's anatomy is different in this practice. So Ava, lift your hips up a little higher. Yeah. And then you guys look between your feet. I want you to take your gaze between your toes. And Evan, press your mat away from you more. So press back like into your nice, perfect, nice adjustment. It's great if I can see your guys' side body. Matt, can you press back a little bit more into your heels? It's really, yeah, great. Thank you guys for moving it. It's super helpful because I want to get you guys to do this right. And then everybody walk your feet back a little bit. So see, notice how Christy's like that inverted V. Sorry, Christy, you can come down if you need to, take a break. Also, take a second. Yeah, move a little bit, sorry. So notice how she's kind of the inverted V. So from your down dog, press your shoulders to your spine. So you're gonna press your shoulders to your spine and lift your hips high. Yeah, you guys are getting this. And if you need to take a break, come down to your knees. But it's really important. Anna, walk your arms out a little bit more. So make sure you have a wide stance. Finley, walk your hands a little bit further out in front of you. And then, perfect, okay, great. Yeah, you guys are getting this. And then press the earth away, really press and root down through your thumb and your first finger and your pinky. And then shift into high plank. And I'm gonna have you pause here for a second as we set up this high plank. I know you guys probably know high plank, but press through your heels, lift your shoulders to your spine, and then just look right out in front of you. So maybe look, if you have a mat, look just out in front of your mat. If you're on a towel, nice, Devin, like that. See the long straight spine that Christy has, you guys? That's what we're trying to create here. And then we're gonna shift down to low plank. So everybody bring your knees to the mat. Christy, can you bring your knees to the mat for this one? Taking your knees to the mat is always an option here, you guys, because what I really want you to do is focus on your core. So you're gonna lift your belly to your spine. You're gonna pull your shoulders to your spine, and you're gonna come down to low plank. See, Christy's in low plank, and you're gonna keep your elbows tucked into your side body. So everybody come back up to high plank, and then get into your high plank on your knees or your toes. Great, let's do that. And then shift your weight forward over your wrist. Come down to low plank. and then upward facing dog. So you're gonna untuck your toes here, you're gonna press up, and then downward facing dog. You're gonna press back, really press back, untuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog. That's looking really great, you guys. So in this practice, we do quite a few of that. So it's really important from the standpoint of building your core and continuing to build strength in your upper body, which I know is important, that you guys create the form that's going to keep you safe, and it's going to help create and work on the muscles that we want to. Okay, great. Everybody come down to your knees. We're going to start in child's pose. I'm going to walk you through this practice today. We're going to go through the first two parts of the sequence, and then we're going to do a little stretch, cool down at the end. So child's pose, take a peek at Christy. You can sink your hips over your heels. Reach your fingers long on your mat. And take your knees wide on your mat. Yeah, everybody take your knees wide and sit back, your hips over your heels. Reach your fingers long. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. The other component beyond the poses, the second component of this practice, brings in breath. Learning how to breathe in and out through your nose will build the heat in your body in this practice. This practice is usually practiced in the studio at about 90 to 93 degrees. So you're welcome to, in the future, if you guys have a little space heater or have a way to heat up your room, you're welcome to do that. We're here for 2 more breaths. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Come into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up. Yeah, don't go to up dog, just go right to down dog. Go right to downward facing dog. Take a peek at the screen if you need to see Christy. And then pedal out your feet. So sometimes in these first down dogs, we're kind of tight. Yeah, nice, Ava. So just pedal out. And I know today you guys have to keep looking at the screen, and I had you move your screen to the side. So in the future, you can move it to where you can kind of see it from the front or a little bit of an angle. But eventually your eyes will be on one point between your toes. So everybody take your gaze between your toes right now. Bring your focus to one point. This is called drishti, your focus or your gaze. And when you stop moving your eyes and you move them to one point, it tells your body that you're safe, that everything is okay. Bend your knees. Everybody bend their knees. Look to your fingers. Step to the top of your mat, or to your fingers. Step to your fingers. Then fold forward in ragdoll. Ragdoll is demonstrated by Christy. Opposite arm to opposite elbow. Let your head hang heavy. Bend your knees as much as you need to fold forward. And take your feet wide on your mat. Everybody take your feet a little bit wider. And then fold forward a little bit more. Yeah, and shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And one more yes for showing up on this Zoom call this morning at 9:30. I'm sure some of you guys probably had to get out of bed. My kids are still sleeping, so that's awesome that you guys are here. Bring your hands to your hips. And then slowly come up, 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way to standing. Release your hands from your hips. Tadasana pose. Bring your hands to your side. Palms facing forward. Extended mountain pose. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that one more time. Extended mountain. Press down through your feet. Reach up through your fingers. Bow forward. Exhale. Bow at your waist. Inhale, halfway lift. So this halfway lift, take a peek at Christy here, guys. Bring your hands to your shins. Take the crown of your head long. Take your tailbone to the back of your room long. So we're looking for a long, straight spine here. And then lift your shoulders to your spine. Yeah, nice, Anna. Nice adjustments, you guys. Nice, Finley. Look just out in front. And then come down to high plank. Step back into high plank. Shift your weight over your wrist. Come down to low plank. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. We're here for 2 breaths, guys. So take a big breath in through your nose and breathe out. Take another breath in and another breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step to your fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise, extended mountain pose. That is sun salutation A. We're gonna do 2 more of those. We're gonna move a little faster. We're gonna move with our breath. Keep your belly into your spine and let's flow. Extended mountain pose. Reach up, breathe in, bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rise, extended mountain pose. Reach up, breathe in, bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into high plank. Shift your weight over your wrist, come into low plank. Downward, upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. That looks amazing. You guys are rocking this. Fabulous. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step to your fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. So we're moving on into our second part of this series, which is sun salutation B. So we're going to start in chair. Yeah, you guys can take a look at Christy. 2 options to set up this chair. You can bring your big toes to touch, or you can take your feet wide. So take a moment to see what allows you to get into your best chair. Can you sit a little deeper? Can you reach a little taller? Yeah, reach a little taller. Lift your shoulders to your spine and then look up to your fingers, everybody. Look to your fingers. In this practice, we often say a lot, you want to look where you're going. You want to look where you're going in life. So keep your eyes up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Fold at your waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. From here, we're going to go to warrior 1 on your right side. So take your right foot to the top of the mat and spin your back foot flat. So your front foot will be at 12 o'clock and your back foot will be about 9 or 10 o'clock if you had a clock face right in front of you. And then reach your hands up to the sky. Take a peek at Christy. Notice in Christy's warrior 1 how her front knee and ankle are in alignment. So her front knee is stacked over her ankle. In this pose, press down through the knife edge of your back foot And that's going to allow you to sink a little bit deeper on your front leg. And then take your knee toward your pinky toe. Take a breath in and exhale, flow, hands to mat. Take your hands to the floor, step back into high plank, to low plank, upward facing dog, breathe in, downward facing dog, breathe out. Left side warrior one. So your left foot's gonna come to the top of your mat at 12 o'clock. The back foot spins flat. And then rise up, reach up. And in this pose, your right foot should be at about 2 o'clock on that clock, and your left foot should be at 12 o'clock. And you can take your feet wider as well. If you need a little more access to be able to bend your front knee. And then everybody move your arms back toward your ears just a little bit. So dab, yeah, nice dabbing. If that's, yeah, nice everybody. And stay here. This pose, you're gonna build some strength in your legs. Pull your belly up and into your spine, and then really reach up through your fingers, up out of your side body. Finley, can you sink a little deeper on your front knee? Perfect. Nice, nice. Finley and everybody, right? Great job, you guys. Breath in, exhale, take your hands to the floor, step back into high plank, to low plank, upward facing dog, breathe in, downward facing dog, breathe out. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step to your fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, chair pose. So that was sun salutation B. So the first ones we did were sun A. Sun B adds in the warriors on the right and left side. So we're going to flow through this a couple times here. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank. Keep your elbows into your side body as you come into low plank. Bend your elbows, upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Right side warrior one. Right foot to the top of the mat. Rise up with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands to the floor, step back to high plank, low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left side warrior one. Left foot to the top of your mat. Right foot spins flat, rise up, reach up, look up, breathe in, exhale, hands to the floor, step back to high plank, to low plank, upward facing dog, breath in, downward facing dog, breath out. Nice flow, you guys. Breath in, breath out, bend your knees, look to your fingers, step the top of your mat or your hands, halfway lift, forward fold, chair pose. One breath in, bow forward, exhale, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, step back into high plank, to low plank, upward facing dog, breathe in, downward facing dog, breathe out. Right side warrior one, right foot to your right hand, rise up, breathe in, exhale, flow, hands to the earth, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in, downward facing dog, breathe out. Left side warrior one. Rise up with your breath, hands to the earth and step back to high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, breathe in, Downward facing dog, breathe out. Take a big breath in and a big sigh out. You let it go, let it all go. And walk your feet wide on your mat for me. Walk your feet to the edges, your pinky toes to the edges of your mat. Bend your knees really low, really bend them because we're gonna jump to the top of the mat. So bend your knees low, get a little momentum, and then jump behind your hands. Take your feet behind your hands. And then jump back into downward facing dog, or walk back. Just walk back into down dog. We're gonna do that 2 or 3 more times. The option to come up to your hands is always a step or a jump. And that allows you to make it the intensity of your practice. So back to down dog, take a breath in, bend your knees really low. Everybody bend them really low, and then jump behind your hands, jump. And then step back to high plank. We're gonna do 2 more. Keep your feet wide for right now. You're welcome in a normal flow to when your feet are together to jump, but starting out wide is really helpful. Keep your feet wide and then bend your knees and jump to the top. Jump behind your hands, nice. Step back to high plank, 1 more time. Down dog, everybody down, meet me in down dog. Nice adjustments. Bend your knees really, really low and jump behind your hands, jump. Nice. Come all the way up to standing, extended mountain pose. All right, we've done sun A and sun B. The next thing we're gonna do is a 3-legged down dog and the opportunity to flip your dog. And so what I want you to do right now is to take a peek at Christy. Christy, can you go back into downward facing dog for me? You guys watch this and I'm gonna flow you through it. So I'm gonna call 3-legged down dog, lift your right leg up. And then you're gonna point your toes toward the earth. Christy, lower your hip just a little. Your right hip's gonna meet your left. You're gonna bend your top knee, stack your hips. This is gonna be an option. You can stay right here or flip your dog. And if you flip, you're gonna come all the way over, both feet face 12 o'clock. You're gonna lift your hips up. Come back to high plank. Come into side plank. Come back to high plank. Take your knees to the mat. So that's gonna be a series, okay? You guys ready for that? I'm gonna cue you through it. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Really, in your down dog, really root through your thumb, your forefinger, your pinky. Create that little pocket underneath your palm and then press your hands. Matt, press your hands, press back in walk your hands a little more in front of you. Walk your hands out so you're not putting so much pressure on your wrist. Yeah, better, yes, thank you. From here, lift your right leg. Flex through your foot. So a long, strong leg. Pull your belly into your spine. Everybody pull your belly in. Flex your heel. Bend your top leg. Bend your top leg and stack hip over hip. So you're gonna stack your right hip over your left. You can stay right here or you can flip your dog. Just simply flip over. And then lift your belly to your spine. Press your feet down. Reach your hands up. Come back to downward, come back to high plank. Side plank on the right. Right hand down, left fingertips spark up. The option in side plank is to bring a knee down to the mat. Christy, can you show that option? Or to lift your top leg. So whatever you need here today, this morning, you can bring your knee down, or you can look at Christy and you can lift your top leg, even if just for a second. Pull your belly in, press your hands down, press your feet down, take a breath in, downward facing dog. Come down to child's pose. We'll take 1 breath in child's pose. Take a breath in, shake out your wrist if you need it. But really work on trying to take the pressure off of your wrist. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Come back into downward facing dog. Three-legged down dog, left side. So lift your left leg up to the sky. Flex through your heel. Bend your left leg. Stack your hip. So open it, keep your gaze and your shoulders down, but stack your hips. Press down through your hands. Flip your dog if you're trying that on today. Yeah, if you need to bring an elbow down to the earth, there's a lot of modifications here, you guys. So listen to your bodies. I will always encourage you to listen to your bodies. Press your feet down. Ava, can you move your feet to 12? Can you move so your feet are both at 12 o'clock? Look up to your finger that's up. Look up to your left hand. Nice. Lift your hips up just a little bit higher. Perfect. Side plank on the left. Left hand down or left elbow. Left forearm is always an option if you have too much, if you're having too much pressure here. Take a peek at Christy. She's going to show you the modification with the elbow down and your hips up. Look at her hips. Your hips are up. Press her feet into the earth. Bring a knee down or take a leg up. Whatever you need this morning in your practice for 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Bend your knees. Look to your fingers and jump. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Take one breath in, one breath out. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. We're gonna learn one more pose this morning, crescent lunge, right side. So take your right foot to the top of the mat. Crescent lunge, your both feet face 12 o'clock. Your back heel is gonna come up over your toe. Look at Christy's back heel is up over her toe. From here, she's gonna rise up and reach her arms up. This is crescent lunge. And everybody take a peek at your knee. Work to stack your knee over your ankle. And then really lift up your back leg. So keep your back leg, if you can lift it, or just bring a knee to the mat today. Let's bring a knee to the mat. So bring your left knee down. Keep your arms up. Bring your hands to heart center and then twist to the right. So you can bring your elbow to your knee. The option here is to lift your back leg again if you're ready for that, or keep your knee on the mat. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Come into warrior two. So she's going to come into warrior two by spinning around and taking her gaze over her front finger. Stacking her knee over her ankle. Yeah, everybody walk your feet a little bit more apart. Got a little more space. Sink deep on that front knee. Keep your arms long and press your palms down. Take a breath in. Exhale, take your hands to the mat, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. We're gonna do that on the left side crescent lunge. Left foot at 12 o'clock. Your back heel lifts up over your toe. Rise up here. Keep your leg up for just a second, if you can. And you can always lower your knee to the mat. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the left. Bringing your elbow to your knee, or just working on it. Try ease. Yeah, Jason, take your knee to the mat. Yeah, take your knee down. Give yourself some grace here. Take your knee down, everybody, if you need that. We have plenty of time to learn these poses and build your core strength and continue to build your leg strength. Warrior 2, spin around, front foot at 12 o'clock, back foot at 3 o'clock. Stack your front knee over your ankle. Look over your front finger and then pull your shoulder blades back to your spine. And sink a little bit deeper on your front knee. Maybe you need to walk the foot out just a little bit more. Nice, Ellie, Molly. Look forward, gaze to one point. Take a breath in. Exhale, stay right here. One more breath in. Exhale, flow. Hands to mat, hands to the floor, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, and jump. Come all the way onto your backs. Come all the way onto the mat, sitting down. We're gonna just do one bridge pose today, and then we're gonna do a little bit of stretching as we wrap this up from this series. So from bridge pose, you're gonna bring your feet up toward your body, up toward your bum, and you're gonna lift your hips up. Press your shoulders down, press your feet down into the mat. Pull your belly into your spine, lift your right leg up, flex your foot to the ceiling. I wanna see everybody's feet, yeah. And then flex it. Lower your right leg down. Take your left leg up. Really flex through it. Keep your hips high. Everybody press down through your left foot to keep, or your right foot to keep your hips high. Bring your left foot down and lower all the way down. Take one breath in, one breath out. Bring your hands to the back of your head. We'll do a little bicycle ride here, a little yogi bicycle ride. Bend your knees to 90 degrees. Take your right elbow to your left knee. Straighten your opposite leg and then switch. Right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee, wherever you guys are. We've got 40. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 more. Everybody take your elbow to your knee, not your knee to your elbow. So yeah, really work to get your core engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2. We've got last 10. You got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug in, squeeze your knees together. Take a breath in, breath out. Rock and roll from side to side or front to back. And then we're going to do a simple supine twist here. So as your knees are folded, take your knees over to your right side body. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Take your arms at a T. Take your gaze over your left finger. And take a big breath in. And a big breath out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Come back to center and switch. Take your knees over to your left side body or the opposite side. Keep your arms at a T and take your gaze over the opposite finger. And if your eyes are open, soften them to one point. And if they're closed, bring them to the awareness of your breath. And just notice your breath here. This practice is designed to build heat or tapas in your body through breath and through movement. It allows you to get out of your head and into your body, to let go of all of the stuff that's happening around you, and to just be present, to really be present to where you are in this moment. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your body. A sign of gratitude for showing up here, for putting in the work. At the end of class, we always have Shavasana. We're gonna do a short one today. So take your legs out long on your mat. Your arms can be to your sides. They can be up over your head. Take one breath in and take one breath out. And just be present for this next minute. Release any tension that you are still holding on to. In your feet, in your fingers, in your shoulders, in your hips. Take one breath in and release everything. Slowly bring some movement back into your body, your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Take your head from side to side. Reach your arms up overhead for one big body stretch. Fill all the way up. Take a big breath in and sigh it all out. Hug your knees into your body. Roll over to your right side. This pose is a pose of rebirth and renewal. A fresh start. Maybe it's a fresh start to your day. Maybe it's a fresh start to your week or to this new challenge we find ourselves with. But come from a fresh start today, from a new place, from possibility. Take one breath in and one breath out. And slowly make your way all the way to seated, crossing your legs for an easy seat here. Bring your hands to heart center. Take one breath in and one breath out. Reach your fingertips all the way up. One more big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. The end of practice, we say namaste. So I'm going to say that you all say it with me, but the light in me honors and sees the light in each of you this morning. Together we say namaste. I'm going to unmute you guys for just a second. And okay,
I didn't know.
You guys are unmuted. I just want to see if anybody has any questions from today.
Late, you're a bit late.
Any questions? No questions?
Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome, Andy. You guys, it was great to be here with you. I'm going to send some information to Andy around this practice, the sequence of the poses, so you guys all have that. if you want to be practicing what you learned today between now and Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to do the same what we did today, a little bit faster, and then we're going to add on to the sequence. So I really appreciate you guys being here, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday morning.
Thank you.
All right, thanks guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.